and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. I am Wasbir Hussain. With national elections drawing near, the 8 northeastern states that sends 25 members to the Lok Sabha have been drawn into the vortex of the campaign. The issues in the region are different from ones that dominate national headlines, but are extremely critical for the concerned states and its people. If some common issues are going to dominate the campaign in the whole of the Northeast, there are state-specific issues that will impact on the people's verdict. While the common issues include the divide over the Citizenship Amendment Bill that the BJP has once again promised to turn into law, state-specific issues that will have a key bearing include the terms of solution to the long-standing Naga issues. Development will be a common theme, and with this comes the relevance or otherwise of the Modi factor. The relevance of regionalism too would be put to test in what is largely expected to be a triangular fight between the BJP, Congress and a plethora of regional parties. To discuss the issues that could dominate the Lok Sabha poll campaign in the Northeast, I am joined from Imphal by well-known journalist Mr. Nishikant Sapam, managing editor of the Shanghai Express, a popular English daily. In Shillong, I have Professor Javier Mao from the Northeastern Hind University. I will soon be joined by Dr. Nani Gopal Mahanta, professor at Guwahati University, and at our studios I have Mr. Mayur Bora, well-known writer and commentator, and Mr. Arunav Goswami, assistant director at the Guwahati-based Center for Development and Peace Studies, a very leading think tank. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. I'd first like to go straight to Imphal. Mr. Nishikant Sapam, is the elections going to be different this time in the Northeast? What is your opening remarks? How do you look at it?
Like I said, the election will be different in the Northeast, and it will be even more different in Manipur per se. Because Manipur had quite a lot of issues with the CAB, there was a lot of disturbance. And with that present form of CAB, I think BJP would have found it difficult to win. But now I think it is going to be the CAB that is going to bring in victory for the BJP. This will be surprising to all to hear this, because if you remember, the CAB was not tabled in the Rajya Sabha, and the chairperson of the Rajya Sabha had called on the opposition leader, Mr. Azad, and the ruling leader before the session and told them that we are not going to table triple talaq because there are issues with that, and they are not going to table the CAB because of the disturbances in the Northeast. Okay. So now that means if they are not going to table it, it is going to be irrelevant sine die by June 3rd or something, right?
Okay.
So when they table it, they'll have to table it afresh. So the fact is they looked at the sensitivity of the Northeast, and Manipur was the epicenter of the disturbance. So when they push it through, it is going to be the different CAB. And I think and I know logically that the CAB is going to be the winning card actually for the BJP eventually when it is communicated well to the public of Manipur that this is the picture, this is the scenario.
We'll have to wait and watch, but we must not also forget the fact that the BJP President Mr. Amit Shah had categorically stated that they want to bring back the Citizenship Amendment Bill and they want to get it passed. We'll talk about that.
Exactly.
Let me see whether we'll have to wait and watch whether it's a different CAB as Nishikant is saying. Professor Javier Mao, let us talk about
Wasbir.
We'll come back to you, Nishikant. This is, we are just having a one round of opening remarks from everybody. Professor Javier Mao.
I will highlight on that furthermore.
Yes, Professor Javier Mao, there will be some common issues, there will be some state-specific issues. Now, in Nagaland, if we look at it, Professor Mao, the Naga issue is one issue that has been dominating all elections, and that is going to have an impact in adjoining Manipur and the neighboring states. How do you look at the issues this time in the Lok Sabha elections, Professor Mao?
Well, even though the Naga long political issue has been dominating the election, I strongly feel that this Naga issue will be like the Ram temple. Any government that comes to power will keep it hanging and they will never resolve it. Though the Naga public very much wants the integration of the contiguous Naga areas and some special autonomy, but I feel that the government at the center does not have that political will, strong political will to settle this issue. Therefore, this will never be settled. And even when I had a talk with some of the major political party members who are honest, even they are in the negative. Even though for the common public, this will continue the domination.
Okay.
But by and large, I would say...
Right. Professor Mao, hold on your thoughts. Professor Mao, hold on your thoughts. Mayur Bora, it's a very interesting thing. Two comments. I want you to comment on the panelist from Imphal who says that CAB might turn out to be actually the winning card for the BJP. Obviously, because the BJP Chief Minister, Mr. Biren Singh, had opposed the Citizenship Amendment Bill. That is one point which Nisikant has made from Imphal. And Professor Javier Mao from Nehru University, he said that Naga issue is almost like the Ram temple. Every time during elections, this issue is being brought up and nobody is actually interested in getting it resolved. What are your thoughts, apart from, of course, your broad take on the issues that is going to dominate the elections in Northeast?
Wasbir, if you allow me to first comment on the observation made by these two esteemed panelists, I think let me make the first observation on the second comment. I totally or by and large agree with him that Naga issue, because I have seen for last 2.5 years or 3 years, nothing is known to anyone. Everyone is telling that Naga framework agreement has been signed, everything would be hunky-dory and many things have been told. But we are yet to see any light at the end of the tunnel. We don't know where the tunnel is. So I agree with him. Secondly, Nisikant, what he has been telling about that new CAB in a new avatar, that I think once it justifies, then only it will be easier for us. But at present, at this juncture, I don't feel CAB in a new avatar will be taken or will be swallowed by the people of Northeast, keeping in mind the kind of protest and resistance they have done and kind of mascots we have like Konrad Sangma and many other leaders who really went by the people of the, yet surprisingly only in 2 states of Assam and Tripura, we have not seen the chief ministers towing the line what the general people on the street wants. Whereas in all the other states, we have seen chief ministers to some extent. Initially, Pema Khandu seems to be slightly hesitant,
right,
but later on he also came. But I think the main hero currently about this Mr. Konrad Sangma, who has very vociferously...
become the rallying point.
Yeah, he's the rallying point. He has been telling
Okay.
very vociferously and strongly.
Right. So Arunav, before I go back to Nishikant in Imphal, Arunav, there will be some common themes that will overlap the entire northeastern region.
Yeah.
There will be some state-specific issues. So what in your list are some of the common themes and some of the state-specific issues that might be the core of this election battle that is coming up?
Yeah, you see, the common theme here is 2 things. One is the development agenda. If you see, after the Modi government came to power, a slew of initiatives have been taken for the Northeast. 32,000 crore for highways administration, another 60,000 crore have already been proposed by the central government.
Right.
Railway links to all the state capitals. The Act East policy focusing on the connectivity with Northeast with the ASEAN nations. So you see that there have been a slew of development initiatives here.
So development is going to be one common theme.
It's a common theme.
Okay.
Then again, if you see the particular Citizenship Amendment Bill, it can be said to be a common theme because you see the most of the Northeast states are protesting against it. Though it has been is going to left, but as the BJP president has said, is going to be tabled again. Again, the Modi factor because you see, initially if you see the Modi factor was a very important thing from 2014 to 2016. It seemed that BJP and Modi was invincible. That aura of invincibility has now been diminished. You see, by the result of the last 3 assembly elections, Congress has come up. So these are the certain factors which is going to play. These are common factors in all our Northeast.
Absolutely. So
just allow me to make one observation. Actually, irony of Indian democracy or any democracy is development cannot win you election, and that is why all political parties, much to the chagrin of the common masses, they always try to invoke on their religion, caste and ethnicity. And I think BJP is very, very astute and adroit in playing that card, and that is why they are playing with the CAB card. They know it very well that development is more important, but it cannot get them enough seats. That's why they are trying to invoke fear in the minds of the people.
Let me go back.
We are protesting.
Absolutely. Now, let us go back. Nishikant, when you say so confidently,
Exactly.
No, you say so confidently, Nishikant, that the BJP No, first
Yeah,
listen,
yeah, yeah. I
listen
said
to my,
very confidently.
No, listen to my question.
Yes.
I have not finished my question. My question is, on what basis do you say that? Is it only because Mr. Biren Singh has said opposed the Citizenship Amendment Bill in the present avatar?
Okay. Can I now
Yes.
say?
Yes.
First of all, CAB, I think, see, you have to understand one thing, that the bill was not tabled and it dies a natural death, they call sine die, on June 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Now, the center realized that there was a lot of disturbance in the northeast, particularly in Imphal. The epicenter was Imphal Valley. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Because in other northeastern states, although they were protesting, I never heard of any bazaar being closed or any curfew. But the kind of intensity of the Bandh was in Manipur was immense. Okay. Now, you have to please study this thing, look into it very minutely and apply your mind. The bill was not introduced because of the disturbances. Okay. They did not table it. Had they tabled it in the Rajya Sabha, it would have stayed alive in this previous form. It would have stayed alive. They did not table it, means it dies sine die on June 3rd or something like that.
Okay.
Right? When the next government is formed, they'll start afresh. Now wait, please, because it's going to be very incomplete. So we wanted some provisions to be put in for Manipur or for the northeast, and for that they had to withdraw it from the Lok Sabha and do it. Okay. So now the BJP was in complete power. They could have done a joint parliamentary sitting and they would have forced their way through. When there is a Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha together, BJP is in majority, number one. Number two, a couple of days back, they said there will be no ordinance on CAB. So that means the CAB that they're going to introduce later on is going to look into the sensitivity of the Northeast and in Manipur in particular. And when the CAB comes in with that provision put in that place, it is going to be a winner. I don't know how and why people in Manipur, the BJP in Manipur, is not able to take advantage of the whole thing as to how it was dropped and all the procedures. Just look into it logically.
Okay.
The
Now,
CAB is required in Manipur, but it should not allow anybody to come into Manipur. Other than the Manipuris in
Nishikant, we all know.
in Bangladesh or in Burma.
Listen, Nishikant, we all know that CAB is only one issue. Now, in your adjoining state also the BJP would like to do well, because the Naga issue is hanging fire. It has been in negotiations have been going on for more than 2 decades now with the NSC and IM. Now the 6 other Naga national political groups plus one more. Now the BJP cannot afford to, they would like to win in all the states. So what is going to be the impact? They are now saying that Mr. Muiva has said, Mr. Muiva has said that integration is a key issue and the central government cannot directly ignore this. They might have a territory-less integration. What are your thoughts?
See, I'll tell you one thing. The CAB has got all the connections related to the Naga Peace Accord. You see, at the back of our mind, we have this fear looming, hanging over our head that we'll be left with 8% of the land. When we are left with 8% of the land and then CAB comes into the picture, then it is, then there's mayhem in Imphal, in the valley. The Naga Peace Accord is even deadlier than the CAB actually. We went berserk on the CAB, but when Naga Peace Accord is signed, I don't know what's going to happen in the valley.
Okay. It's an open debate. Anybody can keep speaking.
80% of the population is going to be left with 8% of the land.
We did not mute anybody. Yes, go on.
Yeah, so therefore, it is both connected. The Naga Peace Accord and the CAB are both connected, absolutely connected.
Okay, Professor Javier, how do you look at it?
As I said earlier, whatever be the whatever be the government at the center, I can assure you, none of the party will be in a position to resolve this issue because they don't have the strong political will. Moreover, I am taking a larger picture, that is, party-based politics has outlived its utility. Therefore, it is outdated. And as long as party-based politics is there, I do not think any serious, genuine, common public good can be
that is a generic comment you are making.
Okay.
No, that is fine.
But
my question is, Javier, my question is different. You see, we have to look at state-specific issues. One of the issues in Nagaland is going to be the Naga issue. Now, Now the government, if the government has to find a solution,
Yes.
the NSC and IM leader has said that integration is going to be the key, but neighboring states have
Yeah.
said that we cannot give an inch of our territory. That is well known. So how do you reconcile? How is it going to be an election issue? How will the political parties tackle it?
Well, I think a plebiscite has to be conducted, and there should be a serious debate and discussion
Plebiscite
with
on
the
what?
neighboring states.
Plebiscite on what? Plebiscite on what?
Most reasonable.
No,
and
plebiscite, no, it's easy to say it's plebiscite.
plebiscite
on
on-
what? Plebiscite on what?
Plebiscite on the integration as to why they should not allow the Naga majority to be integrated with Nagaland, present Nagaland state. Why? What are their reasons?
Okay,
And what is
okay.
the
But-
good and
but-
what are the rationale?
No, but
what are
true.
the reasonableness behind
True.
such
True.
opposition?
You-
Those have to be explored.
True, but you have to, it is easy
Yeah.
to comment. It is easy to comment. It is an utopian idea. We all want integration. Fine, I accept your point. I accept your point. But in today's day and time, is it practical? Can you do something like that, ignoring the sentiments of all the states? These are issues, these are challenges before both the government of India, the state government, as well as the Naga national political groups. Mayur Bora, what do you say on this?
Mr. Xavier was telling, maybe in a seminar or a conference, he can academically say all those things. But when a talk show, when you talk about the element of immediacy is very much important in a talk show, because we discuss all other issues, keeping in mind certain factors that are likely to unfold in the near future. So keeping those things in mind, I feel plebiscite in Kashmir also people have been telling, and genuinely so, they have not been, people do not go for or want a plebiscite in Kashmir. Similarly, where is the question of, suppose there is a hypothetically, there is a plebiscite in Nagaland, whether the person who is in the neighboring district of Jorhat and Golaghat, whether they will be having voting power, who will the people who will be able to vote in that plebiscite? There are many issues. I don't think plebiscite can be conducted at this point of time.
To discuss the issue of integration.
Yeah, I think we should come back, since you are discussing it
See,
in
there are a
the
lot of,
coming
because
of the
last
election.
debate, Nishikant, I'm coming to you, Arnav. Nishikant, during the last
Wasbir.
debate,
Yeah.
Listen to my question first. In the last debate, there was a suggestion
Yeah.
that the government of India might propose an integration that has no boundaries. They might come up with a supranational or some kind of a structure to look after the interest of the Nagas in the entire northeast, or even in Myanmar. So the integration need not necessarily be alteration of boundaries. But can this be a big election issue? Will this be an election issue according to you, Nishikant?
See, I'll tell you what. Okay, that sounds very nice and very wonderful. But the thing is, like I said, you see, somehow I am very sorry to say, a lot of my fellow Maitais from here have not been able to communicate our sentiments to the center. And I think still there is a huge gap. See, let me just tell you one more thing. Like, as far as I understand history, the entire state of Manipur belongs to us, as far as I understand. And because, like I told you in the first debate, the first time I came, that we were an independent country in 1947 with this boundary, which was not gifted to us by anybody. We joined 1949. Now, I want to tell you one thing. We had kings. The Maitai kings were fighting wars with the Burmese. Please note, with the Burmese. There is something called Awalang. We chased the Burmese out. We were defeated. We chased them out beyond the existing boundary of Manipur. More than that, we had captured Kabo Valley, which was our land, and I believe Jawaharlal Nehru gifted away. But what I'm trying to say is that if the hills were not our land, why were we defending it? Just put some logic. You see, now in 1971, during Mrs. Indira Gandhi time, and we were not even a state that time, they decided that the hill area, the valley people cannot live. That is 92% of the land, please. I mean, put some sense, 80%. I mean, there's going to be havoc here. You sign the Naga Peace Accord, and BJP or whoever government that signs will never win here, ever. At least for the next, I don't know how many years. It is, you won Nagaland or appease somebody, but you will lose the Manipur seat.
Okay,
100%.
So this is
that
the
I'll tell
tricky
you
part.
blindfolded.
Arnav, this is
but
the tricky
again,
part.
CAB is connected to that.
Yeah. You have said that, point noted. Now,
it's a tricky
Arnav, that is the tricky situation. now the 25 seats Northeast has, BJP has been repeatedly saying that Northeast is a very priority area for us. They have governments in five states or more. Six states they have governments now out of the 8 states. They are eyeing between 19 to 21 seats. They have been publicly claiming that they are going to win between 19 to 21 seats. They have been saying that in public meetings, top BJP leaders. Now, the question is, in that kind of a scenario, they can't sacrifice the interest of one state for the other. So it's a very tricky path that the BJP has to tread.
Yeah, it's a tricky part, and whatever the discussion is going on, this is showing that the Naga peace process is a political issue during the elections. Even whatever discussions are going on now, this shows that it will have a part in the elections, because Nagaland, whenever you, as we have been discussing, whether it's a state election or the Lok Sabha elections, the peace process always comes into the fore. And if you, the recent interview that was given by Mr. Muiba to this channel, he has said that the center is committed to the accord, but they are waiting till the elections are over, which means the BJP has confidence that they are coming back to power. They want to sign an accord with the NSNIM, and as well as the, I think the Naga
National political
groups too want to see a accord and want to see BJP coming to the power.
So you are seeing a link there.
Yeah.
Professor Mao, do you think that all these years the Naga issue has been overshadowing all other important issues in Nagaland? There is lot of unemployment in Nagaland. There is hardly any development activities. The roads are pathetic. The Dimapur to Kohima road, 70 years after independence, you take 5 to 6 hours to travel that 100 kilometers, terrible condition.
Right.
So now Naga, how long can the Naga peace overshadow every other issue in Nagaland?
Well, you are completely correct, and I fully agree with you that a lot of corruption is very much prevalent in Naga societies. So even development issues, the common good have to be taken very seriously, but unfortunately, a lot of money, power, and very, very superficial kind of politics. Well, therefore, we have not made an important transition in the substantial form from the monarchy to real democracy. The public good from select few to elect few. So thereby, we have not made any substantial progress. Therefore, I think the Naga society has to be changed, and politicians also,
now
they have to
you have been moving to generic issues, Professor.
Development issues.
No, my question is, Professor, do you think that the Nagas also have to look at these issues before voting? The ordinary Naga voter, Naga issue is one big issue. We all understand that. But there are other issues that are of immediate need, immediate attention and focus. Do you think the voters must also look into that before voting?
Absolutely, you are right. You are right.
So that is
definitely. A lot of issues like the healthcare, education, medical, and so many other issues, basic infrastructure development, all these are also very much important.
So let me ask the same question to Nishikant.
Definitely.
Nishikant, Citizenship Amendment Bill is
I couldn't hear him.
No.
So
I was asking him a simple question.
Okay, tell me.
The Naga issue has been holding the entire issues hostage in Nagaland. That's a question concerning Nagaland. But my question to you, Nishikant, you see, Citizenship Amendment Bill is just only one issue. Now, if Manipur is concerned, if I have to ask you, what will be the other two big election issues that will determine who is going to win the coming Lok Sabha election in your state?
See, I'll tell you one thing. You're a good singer. You can sing very well when your mood is fine, when you are not in fear. Here in Manipur, in the valley, there is fear of the Naga peace accord being signed, number one. Therefore, the CAB became very violent, and that became a big scare for the people here, right? So for us, the land is so little, 80% of the population is just has access to only 8% of the land. That itself is scary. Anyway, So more than that, I think if I look at Modi government, they're doing very well. They've made lovely highways,
Right.
though except some bridges are left. The railway is almost complete. I believe it's going to be coming into Imphal in another 2.5 years or so.
Right.
I think that is a wonderful thing because the train was, I think, had taken off sometime in the 1970s. The Congress sat over it. They just kind of sat over it. I always thought it was a dream. But now Mr. Modi has come and I can see that the rail work is like, despite
So you are
all the
saying that
trouble here,
development
all the
is
trouble
going
in
to
the Northeast,
work,
I don't need to
development-
tell you what kind of trouble.
Yeah, I get a sense that, development is going
It
to
will
development
work,
that
but
Manipur is having.
But it will work. But first, let us breathe.
First, let us
It will work.
breed.
Exactly. But first,
Absolutely,
the
everybody-
land issue. We should not be scared that our land is going to go away.
Okay, that is the key, and that you have seen a linkage between the protest over the Citizenship Amendment Bill and the Naga issue there. We'll come back to, we'll go for a short break now, but stay on. We'll be coming back right after this very, very short break. Welcome back. Moyur Bora, it is not just the Citizenship Amendment Bill, and it is also not just the Naga issue. Northeast is a very complex and location-specific issues are there. We have got 8 states, we have got 25 seats, and we have got, as I said, some issues that overlap and some issues that are specific. Now, the BJP is definitely looking at this region. They don't want to give up on this region, but there are also suggestions that the BJP wanted to sacrifice the Northeast by trying to bring the Citizenship Amendment Bill and not taking into account the opposition to the bill, because they were eyeing West Bengal, which has got 42 seats. This was one argument. This argument may hold good, may not hold good. It has been thrown aside by many people. That's a different thing, but I need your opinion on this.
See, I partially agree with you or that particular argument when saying that whole CAB thing, and so strongly and emphatically BJP top leadership has been trying to say that if we come to power again, we'll bring it. It always underlines the fact, the fear in our mind that everything they have done, keeping an eye over the election in West Bengal. As you know, that in the last assembly election also Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress has done very well, and BJP could not do very well in the assembly election also, despite I think winning 1 or 2 in the 2014 election. That is why that was, and West Bengal sends around 40-42 MPs to the Lok Sabha.
Right.
And BJP knows it very well. In their mainland, the main area like UP, Bihar, Rajasthan and all, they are not going to repeat the performance as they did in 2014. So they have to compensate if they want to come, and they want to come in absolute majority because of their agenda, and that's why they are infusing lot of energy, lot of imagination. But irony is, and the sad part is, in most of the cases, especially in respect of Assam and Northeast, the main real aspiration of the people, they have really trampled upon. And that is the main grouse against BJP. Otherwise, you remember 2014 and 16, when they talk about Jati, Mati and Veti, many people, the indigenous people, they had expected and they voted for it, giving them a majority for the first time in the state of Assam.
Now, Arnav, as I said, CAB is not just for an ordinary people. I don't think the issues like CAB has any meaning whatsoever, because they want jobs, they want development to reach them, they want distributive justice, they want a good life, basically infrastructure. Now, is that the reason why the BJP has won after this citizenship? When the Citizenship Amendment Bill was at its peak, at that time the BJP swept the Panchayat elections. Then they went on to win the NC Hills election, absolutely sweeping. They won the Missing and Rabha Autonomous Council elections. So this is the argument of the BJP, that you see, grassroots support is totally different than the protest on the streets.
Yeah, because you see, the common people, they vote according to what they see. When a person, just a common person, sees the roads which has been shattered earlier being built, people getting jobs, getting employment under the NREGA, when people see there are new health centers coming up, new medical colleges coming, these are things which people see, and they vote on based on those. Now, Citizenship Amendment Bill, it's more of a kind of people can't, in many parts of Assam, people don't feel that kind of a fear. There is something. there is a hype that.
But so
Yeah,
at the end of it all, development, you
Yes,
think
yes.
development is definitely going to,
Is going to
be
play a part,
beneficial,
yeah.
that will play a part in the elections.
Of course, because development in Northeast has been visible now. People are seeing development going.
Let me take this to, let me,
one point.
yeah.
I think people have become cynical because there is reason for last 70 years after independence, because of many circumstantial factors.
Yeah.
Many people in northeastern region have been hesitating against the injustice being meted out to them, and that is why now when another round of agitation comes, people have become cynical. That doesn't mean the intensity of the feelings of the people have come down. Of course, you are right that in Panchayat election and some of the other elections, BJP has done very well, keeping in mind the fact that a lot of protest is going on. But I fear the same may not be repeated. Of course, I do not want to predict, but same may not be repeated in Assembly or Lok Sabha election. I think only time will tell.
Time will tell. Let me take this to Professor Javier Mao. I am coming to you, Nishikant. Professor Mao, to what extent?
Yes.
To what extent is development going to be, the factor for the BJP and the BJP's allies? For example, you have the NDPP in Nagaland. You have the NPP, who is also an ally of the BJP. You have, of course, NPP is going to contest the elections on their own, absolutely.
Yes.
In Manipur also, and the other regional parties are allies of the BJP. My question is, to what extent can the BJP and its allies capitalize on development in the Northeast as an election issue?
Well, as far as the educational sector is concerned,
Yeah.
the BJP and its allies have performed very, very poorly. Their allocation of the GDP percentage is just 3.5, which is very, very low, whereas in 1956 it was 6%. And in other sectors, they have made some development, but unfortunately even in Nagaland, as you have rightly pointed out, development of the basic and fundamental infrastructure is very, very poor. I would say extremely poor. And I'm really ashamed of it. The politicians are so corrupt that they have totally ignored on the fundamental development of the infrastructure. So I don't know how far they will take it. I am
So
really very much pessimistic about it.
You don't pin much hopes on the development. You don't think development is going to bring in votes that way? Mao?
No, I don't hope much at all.
Okay.
Given the previous record,
Okay,
I am very much optimistic,
Yeah.
and in fact, I'm very much ashamed.
Right. Nishikant, the same question goes to you. Can development bring in votes for the BJP and its allies?
Yeah, development is always an issue, but here, prior to that comes these issues of CAB and all that, CAB and the Naga Peace Accord. But of course, development is an issue, and but I don't know, it's not such a great issue per se, because the ruling party is going to win anyway. If everything is normal, the ruling party is going to win, at least in the valley.
Is it as simple as that, Arnav?
No,
Is it as simple as that?
no, I don't think
Because ruling party, people judge the ruling
In the
party
valley.
more
It
than
has
the
always
opposition.
happened. No, wait. Wasbir, you look at, once again, look at Mr. Khaidem Mani, our previous MP for the last 3 terms. A lot of people don't even know him by face. He just kept winning. We have not seen him even speak ever once in the parliament, except for the last one which he read out from a note like a Farra reading. So, but he kept winning because they were ruling. Congress ruled for 15 years. So 3 years consecutively, 3 terms he won.
But Manipur, NPP is also strong. Naga People's Front is also strong.
That correct.
No, let Nishikant, please don't keep, okay, Nishikant can't hear. No, the issue is, but Manipur, there are other allies.
I think now he is live. No, my one question that has been bothering me, twice he repeated that Manipur is the epicenter of this protest, which we have also agreed. But secondly, he is telling in the valley that BJP is going to win without much of a problem. So these things I am finding it difficult to believe. What information he is privy to that CAB will be introduced in a different kind of avatar and that the valley people know and ultimately will be elected. That is the impression I have got. That's why I am posing the question to him. I don't know whether he is around or not. Nishikant, can he hear?
I don't know whether Nishikant. Arunabh, I mean, what is this? What is Nishikant's logic? Because in Manipur, there are parties like the NPP, there are parties like the Naga People's Front, without whose support the BJP government will be reduced to a minority.
No, what he's saying is just a generalized idea. It's usually a feeling that the party at the center,
Ruling party
at the center,
and the state.
Yeah, usually they win. But that's just a generalized feeling. It's not necessary that always it happens. Because we have most of the times we have seen is the anti-income fakers, most of the times it plays a part. And as I said earlier, people mostly nowadays vote seeing the candidate rather than the party. They want to see visible developments on the ground. They want to see people from their family or they themselves getting jobs. They want to see their children getting well education. They want to see infrastructure development in the area. And when they see a particular party doing that, they tend to vote that party rather than certain things which are more theoretical or philosophical.
Okay. Nishikant, did you hear that? Because your argument seems... my question is, Nishikant, my question is, you are saying that a ruling party, but NPP is a strong player, NPF is very, very strong in the hill areas, and without these two parties, the BJP is going to be reduced to a minority in Manipur. Congress is very strong there. Congress, in fact, emerged as the largest single party. How do you say that?
Okay, no. All that glitters is not gold, first of all. Number one, I want to stand corrected. The name mentioned was not Khaidem Money. It is supposed to be Thokchom Mahina. Sorry, I stand corrected, please.
Yeah, but your argument,
okay.
Many panelists feel that it is...
Yes, let me do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they are not aware of Manipur. You have already 8 Congress members, MLA, already on the side of the BJP. They are supporting the government, 8 of them. I think the BJP is very comfortably above the majority in Manipur. They are all going to support the BJP. You just watch. They will support the BJP. The NPP is also going to play a very important role.
So your argument, Nishikant, your argument seems to be based on expectations of their voting behavior. They have not yet.
No.
They are likely to.
They are right now supporting the government. 8 Congress MLAs.
But
they will. There is one of them is a minister here. Mr. Sham is a minister. He is a Congress candidate. There are 7 others like him who are supporting. They are supporting the Congress, the BJP. NPP is also with them, and then there are quite a few others. So they have a nice, comfortable majority right now.
So, but they are supporting the BJP. Are you saying that
because they are with the government?
Are you saying that they are supporting the BJP by remaining with the Congress?
Yeah. No. They are with the BJP. How come they are forming the government if they were in minority? If the 8 Congress people walk out,
we have
BJP
already taken into account.
Right now, they are in the
we
majority.
have already taken into account those people. Do we have already taken into account those people, Nishikant? Anyway, let's not go into that.
Most of the BJP MLAs are from the valley.
Yeah, that is not the not the core issue of the debate.
Most of the BJP MLAs are from the Imphal Valley. Most of the MLAs are from the Imphal Valley. You have to understand that. In the hills, I don't know. I mean, hills could be a little tricky. The outer could be a little tricky. The valley, BJP has a strong case.
Wasbir, if you allow me, like in the coming election, what I fear and anxiety, and I hope I will be turned out to be wrong, in most of the northeastern region, BJP is most probably trying to erect a narrative saying that if you do not send our people to Lok Sabha, then ultimately some people belonging to a particular religion from a neighboring country may try to overpower or overwhelm you. So by this they will try to invoke on the fear and anxiety of the people, and on that note they are trying to gain or garner votes.
I want to come into that.
That is the ploy they are going to attack. I hope I am wrong, but that's the fear I am having now.
Yes, Nishikant. Yes, Nishikant.
Wasbir, I want to come back. Wasbir, I want to come in right here. I want to contest that.
I am telling about the whole northeastern region, not about Manipur. And my presumption is mostly fixed based on what I have seen in the state of Assam.
I'll give an example.
Let him respond.
I cannot see you, but let me tell you something. Let me talk Manipur specific. Manipur, we have Meitei Muslims. They are a part of Manipur, but you will see a lot of people coming into Manipur. We have Jiri district. Do you know that in a place which is a part of Manipur, in Jiri district has the land, has places called Islamabad, has got places called Rawalpindi. Isn't that freaky and bizarre? And there are places where people don't even know how to speak Manipuri. Where do they come from? Come on, CAB
Same
is
the,
required.
Assam
I mean,
agitation, if you
the
take
Indians
into
have to be,
account,
safe.
Assam agitation
When
was
I say
also
Indian,
a
it is
manifestation
not about
of our
religion, it
anguish
is
and
about
all.
Indians.
But what I am trying, I am not
Exactly,
contesting the
exactly,
reality. What I am
exactly.
trying, based on this reality, they are going to invoke fear and anxiety in the minds of the people just to get some more votes
No,
and
no,
more seats
no,
from
no,
the
no, no,
northeastern
no, no,
region.
no, let's be,
No.
let's,
Yeah,
I have a specific, I'm coming
No,
to
no,
you,
there's no
Professor
vote.
Javier, after
An
this
Indian
very
is
short
safe in
break.
India.
I don't know
No,
how
no,
he
no,
knows
let
so
us,
sure,
no, no,
huh,
no,
for
let
BJP.
us come into the main issue. I will come to you, Javier, after this very short break, but Nishikant, a very
This is what I'm
specific,
telling you.
no, 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 let us be very specific.
Hanji.
A specific question to you. Do you have doubts about the origins of the Pangals? Do you have doubts? Do you have doubts? Don't you
See, I'll
consider
tell
them
you
as
one thing.
Métis?
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. They are Indians, they are Manipuris, they are part of Manipur. The Pangals are very much a part of Manipur. They need not fear at all. They are our brothers.
So what are you worried
Unlike
about?
the people who come in, who keep pouring in from Bangladesh. I am not worried.
Then why is
I'm not worried.
Manipur not pressing for an NRC then? Assam is going ahead with an NRC with the only purpose
I'll tell you one
of
thing.
freeing the state from illegal Bangladeshi migrants.
We have no issue with the NRC. We have no issue with the NRC. We have no issue with the NRC. The CAP was a
that is not the question.
scary one
Your
for
demanding in your state.
your government or the civil society in Manipur is not demanding an NRC so far. Is there a systematic movement for NRC demanding an NRC in Manipur as yet?
I am not aware of that NRC, whether we are for it or against it. I don't think we have any issue with the NRC. We in Manipur, in the valley, the little land is so little, we don't want anybody other than people who are actually who belong here. That includes the Maitai Pangal also. They are very much a part of us, please.
Absolutely. On that note,
They are brothers, यार. हमारे हिस्से हैं वो.
आपका हिस्सा है वो. On that note, I go for a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back and go straight to Professor Javier Mao in Shillong. Okay, at this stage, I would like to go straight to Professor Javier Mao in Shillong. Professor Mao, you know, last time during the state elections, the slogan in Nagaland was no solution, no election. But this time, nobody is talking about that. Nobody is talking. Is solution a big issue at all? Naga peace.
Right. Well, I would say the Naga society as a whole is thoroughly corrupt.
No, come to the issue, come to the point.
Including the so-called Naga political
You cannot blame
group.
the entire Naga society. I don't think you can blame the entire Naga society as corrupt. Can you?
Well, few individuals may be honest, but the society in general is thoroughly corrupt. That is the implication of this. Why then, when the slogan has been raised, why did they stop? They have been bribed and they have been pressurized
I get your
and
sense.
they could not stand for what they were convinced.
Absolutely. We are now joined by Professor Nonigopal Mohanto from Guwahati University. Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, we are discussing about the issues that are going to dominate likely to dominate the upcoming elections in the Northeast. You see, there are some common issues that will overlap the entire Northeast. There are some state-specific issues. Now, do you think the Citizenship Amendment Bill issue is going to be a turning point as far as the people's verdict are concerned for the BJP? What do you think?
Well, Wasbir, you know, just now I'm coming from Upper Assam, and Assam being one of the very important states in Northeast India, having 14 Lok Sabha seats. Well, in certain pockets, particularly in Upper Assam, the CAB, that is Citizenship Amendment Bill, is going to play a very an important role. But and again in other states, for example in Manipur, in Nagaland, in Mizoram and in Meghalaya, the CAB is definitely will be a very important issue for the voters, because as you know, particularly in Northeast India, the politics of identity, that is the primordialism, politics of primordiality, plays a very important role. So this perceived notion of that citizenship will be threatened by the coming of more people from Bangladesh is definitely making a huge dent, particularly among the voters of Northeast India. If particularly in Manipur, it's going to be an important
you are talking
issue.
about Manipur.
Mizoram, yes. Meghalaya, yes. And Nagaland.
Yeah, Dr. Nanigopal Mohanty, you are talking about Manipur. We have the panelists. Let me ask you this question. Nishikant Sapam is sitting in Imphal. He is the managing editor of Shanghai Express. He said that Citizenship Amendment Bill will bring back the BJP. BJP is going to win because of the Citizenship Amendment Bill in Manipur. What are your thoughts?
Well, you see, there are two seats in Manipur.
Wasbir,
particularly recently, I had visited
incomplete.
Manipur. Particularly in the valley, particularly within the ruling dispensation, there are a lot of differences. So it's will be simplified version to say that BJP will benefit from the Citizenship Amendment Bill, because they do not face this kind of demographic threat from so-called immigrants. So therefore, this is a very important issue. Even in the hill areas, there is a perceived notion that this bill will make an impact. But time can only say. Well, from here I cannot give a holistic opinion. But my recent visit to Imphal, it suggests that within even the ruling dispensation there are differences. And I have talked to a wide section of people. Their argument is that yes, this will have an impact. But particularly in Assam, Wasbir, the way it will impact in Upper Assam, I do not think that it will impact particularly in Lower Assam like Dhuburi, in Borpeta, even in Barak Valley, particularly in Silchar, in Karimganj, even in Naga, even in Mangoldoi. These are some of the constituencies where the demographic factor will be very, very crucial. I do not think that here, citizenship bill will play any kind of role.
Nishikant,
so
therefore, let me go to Nishikant, yes.
Yeah, I need to come in.
Yes.
I need to come in. Yes, I want to tell you something, Wasbir. When
I'm running short of time. Yeah.
The CAB bill, when please. Okay, the CAB bill, when reintroduced with the provisions as per the desires of the Manipuris, I am sure that's how it's going to come in. That is going to play the game of a winner game, because if they wanted to pass this bill in its present form, they would have done it, which they didn't do, number one. Number two, the professor right now who spoke, I can't see him. I think he's reading Manipur very differently. The hills are completely safe. The hills are completely safe. Nobody can buy land in the hills. The whole issue was about the valley, which is 8%. So if the reintroduced CAB is looking after our interests, we have no issues with that. We'll be happier. See, the very fact that it was not introduced, pushed through with this whole issue that was making us very emotional, so it means that they're going to rectify it. They could have pushed it through a ordinance or through a joint parliamentary session, whatever. They didn't do that. They didn't table it only. They're going to let it die sine die by June 3rd. So So that means they're going to reintroduce it in a different form.
We'll wait for that. Nanigopal Mohanty, very briefly. Nani, very briefly, to what extent
Logical.
To what extent is development going to be the factor? Nani, is development going to be a clinching factor for the BJP in the Northeast?
Well, that is the most unfortunate part of electoral political history, particularly Northeast is concerned. Here it is the politics of identity. It is the question of language. It's a question of your ethnic identity. These play important role. But of late the budget, which has been prepared by the BJP government in Assam, I would like to call it a kitchen budget. I would like to call it a domestic budget. Definitely it will make an impact. But let me hasten to tell you, Wasbir, that along with CAB, it would be wrong to think that it is only the Citizenship Amendment Bill that will hog the limelight. Of course, it is an important issue.
That is the key.
Along
it's
with
not
it,
just
the development issues at the local level,
Citizenship Amendment Bill is just
Modi.
one issue. Mayur Bora, very briefly, your last comments.
Yeah, I think
Mayur
I
Bora.
don't share Professor
And
Mohanty's
Demography also.
excitement about the budget, but
Demography
about
is
the
also equally
politics of
important.
primordiality, I think it has enough. It has distorted the idea of India. It has also corroded the constitutional values in the country. So, taking a cue from Nonigopal Mohanto, I would also like to appeal to BJP, let them win, because there is a very strong imaginative party they claim and they are very proud of that. Let them win this election on the issue of development, not on primordial issues. I think that will, by doing so, they will be doing a great service
But
to the
at the
people
end of the
northeastern
end of the
region.
day, at the
But
end
let's
of the
not be
day,
swayed
no,
only
no,
by
no, at the
numbers.
end of the
Let's
day,
not
it
be
is
swayed
the
only by
people.
numbers.
Mayur.
At the end of the day, it
But
is
I
the
don't
people who are
share,
going
I
to
don't share
decide.
your excitement about the budget.
You know,
At the end of the day, it is
there
the people. Yes, Noni, last comments. Last
well,
comments.
it's not about being excited, you know, it's a question of, it's not a being excited, it's about the impact. You know, there are two views. One, what you think and what the way the politics is played in the grassroots level.
Absolutely.
So there are
Time
two
will be
opinions.
clear.
If you
Time
ask
will
my
be
end of the
opinion,
day,
I
at
will
the
say
end of the day,
100% agree with what
at the end of the
Mohanto
day,
said.
it is
But
the
so
people's
far,
verdict. It is the people's verdict that matters. I have run out completely out of time. On this note, at the end of the day, I must once again tell, it is the people's verdict that will prevail. It is the ordinary people who goes to vote, people like me and you who goes to vote, that matters at the end of the day. On this note, I end this edition of Northeast Tonight. Good night and goodbye.